Welcome back to another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Susie Selleck, and today we are in Dayton, Kentucky, at the former Dayton High School, but it is now known as the Schoolhouse Flats. And once again, I'm joined by Scott Shire. Scott, thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Another beautiful property.
It is.
So, can you tell me, let's just get into the history, the original building.
So this building was actually built in 1924. The reason why they had to build this building is that they had had a high school in 1915 that they built, but in 1924, in January, it burned down. And although 5 different fire departments responded to the fire hydrants were frozen, and so they weren't able to salvage the building. Therefore, they had to build this one.
And it was Dayton High School.
Mm-hmm.
When did Dayton High School close?
In 1983 is when they built the new school, more downtown.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When did it become apartments?
It got renovated in 1989.
Okay.
And then the current owner has owned it for about 11 years now.
Okay. Very nice. And then in this building, how many apartment units do you have?
There are 35 units, and they are 1 and 2 bedroom apartments here.
Now, when you guys were making these, 2 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
these school rooms were obviously pretty big. Were there any issues there when you were renovating?
There are several different floor plans, just because we had to kind of tie things into whatever was there before, the different offices, the different classrooms. So in those 35 units, there's about 11 different floor plans.
Now, I saw you guys have a parking lot here that's for your residents, I'll assume. And then, so is that something, is this still a walking location to all those cool things?
Oh, certainly.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so there's a grocery store within walking distance. There's, the gas station where you can, fill up on your way into work or way home from work.
Right.
And then, so we have parking lots on both sides of the building, plus street parking on both sides out front.
Okay. Tell us about some of the amenities that the apartments.
Oh, certainly. Some of them have the original hardwood floors. We do have the 12-foot ceilings, and so that just makes it look very spacious. We just got new windows, less than a year old, and so you have these huge windows from, school-style big windows. And so it just lets in a lot of natural light. The kitchens, have, your refrigerator, your stove, and then we also have dishwashers here too. So we also have a laundry room facility right here on site. So it just makes it nice and convenient.
Yeah, and from what I can tell, it's not just that natural light that comes in. It's a pretty beautiful view from almost every angle of the apartments.
Oh, certainly.
Is that accurate all the way across the building?
Yeah, it's one of the tallest buildings in Dayton. And so from the vantage point kind of up here on the hill, then you can see downtown from some of the apartments. You can also see Mount Adams, and then you can see the rooftops here in Dayton from other apartments.
Scott, I just have to ask, have there been any famous people that have been through this building?
Yes, the Tannehill brothers both went here. Lee played Major League Baseball, and he was on the World Series champion White Sox. And then his brother, Jesse, also was a left-handed pitcher. He played for the Reds back in 1894 and 1911. So not only playing for different teams in between there, but played for the Reds here. And so he was quite a famous local person.
Cincinnati... Obviously, great baseball history with the Bengals right across the river. Huge football around northern Kentucky and Ohio. Was there a state championship that was won right out of the former Dayton High School as well?
Back in 1966, they won the Class A state championship, 6-2. So it's kind of an unusual score,
right?
But they did actually win the championship right here.
And that is really amazing because this is a pretty small school.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I can tell there's got to be at least 1 or 2 more famous people that have been through here.
Yes, Edward Arns graduated from here, and he received the Navy Cross back in World War II for valor in combat, and he actually gave his life for his country. But the most famous person that ever graced these halls, his name was John Wooden, historic basketball coach. So after he graduated from from Purdue University, where he was the first 3-time All-American, and he actually won a national championship as a player, he came here to coach from 1932 to 1934. He was also playing professional basketball at the same time. After he left here, then he is historically known as the coach of the UCLA Bruins. He won 10 national championships in 12 years, which also included a stretch of 7 straight championships, which is currently the record.
I can absolutely see why he's a town favorite and still remembered, right? Revered even.
Oh, certainly.
Around Dayton
And
and
he's
Bellevue.
very famous for his pyramid of success. And he really stressed being a successful person, not just being a successful basketball player.
Thank you for watching another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Susie Selleck, and today we were in Dayton, Kentucky, here at the Schoolhouse Flats. And joining me once again, Scott Shire. Scott, thank you for having us.
Yes, it's great to have you.
Well, remember, travel slowly and stop often. Bye for now.